Long ago, in a forgotten kingdom surrounded by cursed woods, lived a noble king named Aldrich. He was a man of valor and strength, feared by enemies and respected by his people. But even kings can be foolish. One cold autumn morning, Aldrich decided to go deep into the Black Hollow Forest, a place forbidden by old scrolls and whispers of the elders. He dismissed the warnings. Superstition, he muttered as he mounted his black stallion, spear in hand, determination in his heart. The forest grew darker with every step. The leaves didn't rustle, the birds didn't sing, not even the wind dared to move. Yet he pressed on. By dusk, he had hunted and killed a large stag with silver-tipped antlers. He dragged the body to a nearby clearing and rested beneath a crooked ancient tree. There, half buried under moss and dead leaves, he spotted something out a glass bottle, tall and twisted, capped with a stone plug sealed in black wax. He held it to the fading sunlight. Inside, a swirling darkness writhed like smoke trapped underwater. Curiosity outweighed caution. He broke the seal. The air hissed. The shadows around him trembled. A black vapor slithered out of the bottle like a serpent, silent, fast, invisible to the eye, but ancient in malice. Unseen to the king, the darkness rose and hovered, then vanished into the forest. Aldrich returned home victorious. His prized beast paraded through the capital. That night, there was a feast in the great hall, but something felt wrong. His daughter, Princess Elowen, sat beside him, smiling gracefully as always. Her golden hair shimmered in the firelight, cascading down her back like liquid sunlight. Her eyes, once soft and full of life, had a flicker of something darker. Something watching. He dismissed the feeling. But that was the last night he truly knew his daughter. On the third night, the castle guards heard screams, not from the villagers or servants, but from within the royal chambers. Sharp and human shrieks echoed through the stone corridors. When they burst into Elowen's room, they found her sitting by the window, silent, wide-eyed, humming an ancient melody no one recognized. Claw marks were gouged into the stone walls. Blood stained the sheets, but Elowen had no wounds. She didn't remember anything. That night was the first, but not the last. Every night after, at exactly midnight, Elowen would vanish from her room, even if it was locked from outside. Servants began disappearing, maids, cooks, even soldiers. Their bodies were later found in the woods outside the castle, twisted, drained, bones snapped like twigs, eyes missing. The people started whispering, "The princess is cursed. The forest has followed the king. The witch walks among us." King Aldrich watched in horror as his beloved daughter changed. In the day, Elowen was beautiful and calm, but her laughter never returned. Her smile never reached her eyes, and her reflection in the mirror began to lag, as if something else were mimicking her too slowly. At night, she screamed again. They chained her bed, locked her doors, prayed to old gods, and knew. Nothing worked. Each night, she would become something otherworldly. Her limbs would stretch unnaturally. Her golden hair would float as if underwater. Her lips would peel back into a snarl. Her beautiful eyes, would turn black, entirely black. She would speak in tongues, words twisted and ancient, and she would beg not as Elowen, but as the thing inside her. "I hunger. I thirst. Let me feed, or your kingdom shall rot." Elowen began slipping past the castle walls each night. No gate could stop her. No man could hold her. She walked the kingdom like a shadow, a thing of long fingers and sharp teeth, her silk gown soaked in mud and blood. The peasants gave her a name, La Cora, the Hollow Huntress. She would roam the villages, shrieking through the streets. Doors were bolted shut, candles extinguished, babies silenced. Those caught in her path were never seen again except for the remnants. A bloody necklace, a finger, a smile carved into a tree with bone. The king ordered a dozen knights to capture her. They never returned. A hooded priestess came to the castle. She was old, blind in one eye, and smelled of ash. She knelt before the king and said, "You opened the bottle of souls. The spirit you freed was Alhazar, the devourer of light. You did not release a demon. You released a hunger, and now it wears your daughter's skin." Aldrich begged for a solution. She handed him a black mirror and said, "Look into this when she screams. You will see her true face." That night, Aldrich entered Elowen's chamber at midnight. As the clock struck, she writhed and screamed, transforming into her cursed form. He held up the mirror. What he saw made him fall to his knees, weeping. She was not just possessed, she was rotting from within. Her face was layered with hundreds of screaming, hollow souls, each one trapped by Alhazar over centuries. And now, Elowen's soul, his little girl, was buried beneath them all. He screamed her name, but the creature only laughed. The priestess told Aldrich there was one last way to save Elowen, but it came at a cost. Return to the forest, find the stone of binding, and seal her, or she will destroy all. Aldrich rode alone into the cursed woods. The forest welcomed him like an old friend. He followed the shadows, the whispering trees, until he found the stone-tall gray with a hollow carved at its center. It pulsed with dark energy. He brought it home. That night, he laid it beside Elowen's bed. As the clock struck 12, and she rose with black eyes and shrieking voice, the stone began to glow. Elowen screeched and tried to flee, but the walls grew thorns. The candles flickered with black flame. The spirit was being pulled from her body, screaming, clawing, trying to stay. Elowen cried out, truly herself for one final moment, "Father, help me." Then silence. The room went cold. The stone pulsed once, then cracked. The bottle was gone. The spirit was sealed, but so was Elowen. Years passed. The kingdom never recovered. King Aldrich sat alone in the throne room. His daughter's chamber remained locked, but every year, on the night of the hunt, he placed a single rose by her door. And if you walk by the castle at midnight on that cursed anniversary, you might still hear a girl whisper from behind the locked door, "Father, I'm still here." And sometimes, just sometimes, the wind carries a scream through the trees of Black Hollow.